Dear students, welcome to EPG Pathshala. I am Professor K. Srinivas from Pondicherry University. I teach philosophy at that university. I am also the coordinator of Indian religion and philosophy in the subject Indian culture. In this module, we are going to learn about Vaishnavism, and we would also try to meet the following objectives. What is Vaishnavism? Who is the Supreme God? What are his incarnations? How is liberation possible? What is called Sri Vaishnavism is popularly known as Visishtadvaita. It is one of the religious sects of Hinduism in which Lord Vishnu, along with his consort Shri, also known as Lakshmi, constitutes the Godhead or the Supreme Being. In fact, the term Visishtadvaita came to be applied to Vaishnava Sampradaya only in 11th century AD after Sri Ramanuja. Sudarshana Shuri, the author of Sruta Prakashika, a celebrated commentary on Sri Ramanuja's Sri Bhashya, who lived in 13th century AD, first used the expression Visishtadvaita to Sri Vaishnavism. So fundamentally, one does not find much difference between Visishtadvaita and Sri Vaishnavism. But in the case of Visishtadvaita, we are more interested in the philosophical content. But in Sri Vaishnavism, we are more interested in religious component. The Hindu trinity of Brahma, Vishnu and Shiva are three principal manifestations of divinity who preside over the realms of creation and passion, organization and goodness, and destruction and ignorance respectively. In that, Lord Vishnu is seen as a cohesive center. Another salient feature of Vaishnavism is that the epics and Puranas primarily focus on Lord Vishnu. Lord Vishnu is the supreme Godhead who receives awe, admiration, and reverence from his worshippers. He is the embodiment of majesty and divine excellence. His appearance is so pleasant and pleasing, with long black hair, lotus eyes, deep blue complexion, and glowing yellow garments. His four arms indicate his infinite power and ubiquitous nature. In each of his arms, we find a conch, a chakra, a large mace, and lotus. The conch is a symbol of creativity and victory. The chakra symbolizes the power of mind and is also used as a weapon to destroy the evil and misconception and doubt. The large mace evokes fear in the unrighteous as a symbol of strength, and the lotus symbolizes liberation and the ability to rise beyond the material existence. The Lord is often depicted as reclining on the cosmic waters of creation, along with Sesha, the serpent-like form of Balarama. This is the physical feature of Lord Vishnu. The Sesha guards the Lord and acts as his bedstead, with his soft skin and his many hoods rising high above him. From Lord Vishnu's navel, we see the world's first being, Brahma, ready to create on behalf of the Lord. Sometimes Vishnu is shown with Lakshmi, his consort, who is always serving him. This indicates that she shows all these souls how to perform the most important form of yoga, the devotional service. Vaishnavism equates Brahman with Lord Vishnu. Etymologically, the words Brahman and Vishnu mean the same. The Sanskrit root of Brahman is Brih, which means expansion or to spread throughout. Similarly, the name Vishnu means pervasive or to expand. According to Shanbag, a renowned scholar of Hindu studies, since both Brahman and Vishnu have same connotations, that every reference to Brahman is also equally a reference to Vishnu. The 3 steps of Vishnu testify that his steps encompass all that exists and goes beyond into uncharted territory. Most of the Vedic gods are embodiments of celestial, terrestrial, and atmospheric forces. But Vishnu's 3 steps vindicate his ability to accommodate all the 3. In the Katha Upanishad, it is mentioned that Vishnu's ultimate step can be compared with the culmination of the spiritual journey. It is this point that presents the ultimate destiny of all souls. He is not a person like us, yet his existence is not impersonal, lackluster existence, but supra-personal existence. It is also found in the original Vedic literature, especially in the Brahmanical commentaries, that Vishnu is often identified with sacrifice, yajna. These commentaries align him with the Purusha Sukta, wherein he is referred to as Narayana, Krishna, and so on. The first or primordial being, the cosmic person, who undergoes the ultimate sacrifice, is called Purushottama. For instance, Vaishnavism is strongly tied to the epics and Puranas. It is churned out from epics and Puranas. It is the personal experience that makes the followers of Vaishnavism to cling to their tradition. According to them, religion is meant to bring worshippers close to God and to make them happy and productive people. Thus, the pragmatic value of their belief system is realized by them. In a way, Vaishnavism is a form of monotheism, for its followers do not worship any other deity excepting Vishnu and his manifestations. For instance, one of the most interesting features of Vaishnavism is the notion of incarnation or avatara. Well, the Supreme descends into this world of empirical beings in order to destroy the virulent demons which are the cause for the rise of unrighteousness, adharma. The Supreme can make his devotees happy only by bringing back righteousness, dharma, back into existence. This is the reason why God took many avatars or incarnations to alleviate the sufferings of people due to adharma or non-righteousness. The Supreme, according to Vaishnava tradition, appeared in 10 incarnations, which are popularly known as Dasavataras, in the various yugas. The first 4 avatars of Lord Vishnu appeared in the Satya Yuga or Krita Yuga. The next 3 in the Treta Yuga. the 8th and 9th in Dwapara Yuga. The last of the avatars is presently on, that is known as Kali Yuga. In the Puranic literature, we come across the following avatars of the Supreme in the form of short stories. These avatars of immense significance to the followers of Vaishnavism. Let us discuss them in detail. Matsyavatara is supposed to be the first of Lord Vishnu's incarnations. The Lord incarnated himself as a fish and saved the world from a deluge. As the story goes, there lived a king who was performing penance for thousands of years. One day when he was performing his routine ablutions with river water, he found a small fish in his hands. He was about to throw it back into the river waters. The fish requested him to save its life. The king heeds its request and took it home and preserves it in a vessel of water. But the fish started outgrowing its size day by day. Then the king shifted it into the river and then into the ocean. From this, the king realized that the fish must be the appearance of the Lord. The Lord requested the king to prepare a big boat, as the world is going to come to an end in 7 days due to a huge flood. True to Lord's prophecy, there was a huge flood, and the king tied the boat with a royal serpent Vasuki to the boat, who appeared in the form of fish, to reach the Mount Himavan. The Lord in this form takes the boat safely to Lord Himavan by protecting 7 hermits, each of the species of plant and animal, to his newly created world, which is a safer destination for all living beings. Now, the second incarnation is known as Kurmavatara. In this form of tortoise, the Lord offers his back as the pivot on which the Mount Mandara rested. As the story goes, both gods, devatas, and demons, asuras, were fighting each other for their supremacy. In the process, suddenly the gods lost their strength due to a hasty curse of a short-tempered sage Durvasa. The sage once presented a garland of flower to Indra, which they later gave it away to an elephant, which trampled the garland. This act of Indra made Durvasa angry. Then the gods approached the Lord to get them back. They lost strength due to the curse of Durvasa. Then the Lord asked both the gods and demons to churn the ocean of milk after adding some medicinal herbs to it. He then wanted to use the Mount Mandara as a churning stick and sought the help of demons to lift it and place it on his back. In return to that help, the Lord offered a share of nectar of immortality, which comes after churning to them. Both the gods and demons churned the ocean by using the serpent Vasuki as the rope. Several precious objects came out of churning. At the end, a bubble of nectar of immortality surfaced, and it was grabbed by the demons. But the Lord transformed into a beautiful maiden, Apsarasa, and mesmerized the demons only to distribute it to gods, who got back their strength. Thus the Lord saved the world from the demons by making them weak. This is the essence of Kurmavatara. Now coming to Varahavatara, the Lord incarnated himself as a wild boar to destroy the Hiranyaksha, who stole the Vedas from Brahma while he was sleeping. He also got a boon from Brahma that he would not be killed by a beast or a man or God. However, in the list of beasts, he forgot to include Varaha. He then went on plundering all the worlds. He pushed the world to Patala, which exists beneath sea, and committed all atrocities. The Lord appeared in the form of a wild boar and carried the world on its tusks and from Patala, and restored the Vedas to Brahma by killing Hiranyaksha. So this is the significance of this particular avatara according to Vaishnavism. Now comes Narasimhavatara. The Lord incarnates himself in the form of half man and half lion to release the world from the clutches of a demon asura called Hiranyakasapa. He obtained some peculiar powers from Brahma through severe penance, tapas. These powers are such that he would be killed neither in the day nor in the night, neither by God nor by a man, an animal or by a weapon, neither on the earth nor in the air. He wanted to remain young forever and immortal. Prahlada, being a devotee of Lord Vishnu, refused to worship Hiranyakashipa as supreme God. Incidentally, Prahlada was his son. Enraged by such a refusal, Hiranyakashipa tortured both Prahlada and his sister Holika. On one occasion, Hiranyakashipa asked Prahlada to show him where he, Vishnu, is. Prahlada replied that he is everywhere. Then he asked Prahlada to show him whether he is in this pillar by breaking it. The Lord Vishnu appeared in the form of half man and half lion and killed Hiranyakashipa with his claws, keeping him on his lap. Therefore, the Lord saved again the entire world from the destructive activity of this demon called Hiranyakashipa. Now coming to Vamanavathara, the Lord incarnated in the form of a dwarf Brahman, priest Vamana, to confront a demon king Bali Chakravarti, the grandson of Prahlada, who conquered the whole world. He was mighty and valorous. Fearing that Bali would also conquer other worlds, Indra approached Lord Vishnu. The Lord took the birth of a dwarf and went to Bali, who was generous to give the Lord as much as he wanted, or to fulfill all his desires. The God asked him only one thing. That is, he wanted only 3 steps to be given, or 3 steps of space to be given. Then Bali prepared to give whatever is desired by the dwarf Brahman priest without realizing that he is the Lord Vishnu. The Lord asked Bali to give him 3 feet of land, which the farmer granted without any hesitation. Then the Lord Vishnu grew bigger in size and occupied heaven and earth with 2 his feet. Then there was nothing left for the Lord to put his 3rd foot, and Bali offered his head. As a consequence, the Lord put his 3rd foot on Bali's head and pushed him to Patala Loka. Thus he saved gods from this mighty demon called Bali. Now, the Parsurama Avatara is also immense significance to the Vaishnavites. The Lord incarnated in the form of Parsurama, a Brahmana priest, to teach a lesson to all the Kshatriyas who became arrogant and suppressing all the Brahmins in the world. He was born to Jamadagni and Renuka. He always carried an axe which he got from Lord Shiva as an ardent devotee of him. Kartavirya. A powerful king once visited Jamadagni's house, and in his absence he stole a cow, Kamadhenu, which was supposed to yield unlimited quantity of milk. On knowing this, Jamadagni got enraged and went to the king's palace and brought back the cow after killing him. In turn, the son of Kartavirya killed Jamadagni for killing his father. To avenge the death of his father, Parsurama killed the son of the king and fought as many as 21 battles to kill all Kshatriyas, who are supposed to be the embodiment of adharma according to Parsurama. Now coming to Ramavatara, the Lord incarnated in the form of Rama, the noble prince of Ayodhya. Rama, the central figure in the epic Ramayana, is depicted as an ideal person for the humankind with all the noble qualities. He is also regarded as an ideal son, ideal husband, and ideal king. He killed the 10-headed demon Ravana, who was an embodiment of arrogance and lust. He was granted immunity from death by Brahma. Neither gods nor celestial beings could kill him. He underestimated the power of Rama, for he considered him an ordinary human being who cannot vanquish him. But it is the Lord Vishnu who took the birth of Rama and his consort Lakshmi as Sita. Ravana abducts Sita when Rama and his younger brother Lakshmana were away. Then Rama, with his ideal follower Hanuman and the army of monkeys, crossed the ocean to reach Ravana's kingdom. There was a fierce war between Rama and Ravana, and in the end Rama killed Ravana. Well, coming to Krishnavatara, the Lord incarnated in the form of Krishna, a cowherd. He is the central character in the epic Mahabharata. This is supposed to be the most important epic with myriad of stories in the Hindu mythology. There are stories concerning war, peace, brotherhood, love, hatred, politics, and so on. It is primarily a story of Kauravas and Pandavas, who were the sons of Dhritarashtra and Pandu respectively. Lord Krishna plays a key role in the epic to restore moral order, dharma. As a part of the Mahabharata during the war between Kauravas and Pandavas, Lord Krishna gives a long discourse to Arjuna, the third son of Pandu, on the philosophy of action. This discourse is popularly known as the Bhagavad Gita. Krishna, when he was young, kills his own maternal uncle Kamsa, who was responsible for all evil acts. Krishna was endeared by one and all for his charming and helping nature. He killed all those demons who robbed the chastity of all gopikas. The essence of this avatara is, irrespective of your relation with any individual, he may be your brother, he may be your son, he may be your uncle, if you find him to be an evil person, God does not spare such evil persons. Krishnavatara is one such kind of incarnation of God, where he killed his own uncle for his evil acts. Coming to Buddhavatara, The Lord incarnated in the form of Buddha, the enlightened noble prince who showed the entire world the path of peace. He is known for his concept of ahimsa. He preached the four noble truths. They are as follows. The world is full of sorrow and misery. This sorrow and misery is caused. What caused sorrow and misery can be eradicated. And that there is a way to eradicate this sorrow and misery. According to him, by following the eightfold path, Arya Ashtanga Marga, one can get rid of sorrow and misery. His eightfold path includes right faith, right resolve, right speech, right action, right living, right effort, right thought, and right concentration. The Buddha prescribed Ashtanga Marga to attain nirvana or liberation from rebirth. Coming to Kalkavatara, which is yet to come into force. The Lord incarnated in the form of Kalki, the machine man who rides on the back of a white horse with his blazing sword in his arms. This is going to be the future incarnation of the Lord to end the world which loses all the four legs of dharma. All the evildoers are punished by the Lord in order to create a new world of golden age again. This incarnation of the Lord brings the whole world into an end. Because the view is that in the Kali Yuga, the three of the four limbs of dharma are gone. Therefore, there is more of adharma. Therefore, God took the incarnation of Kalki to destroy the remaining world in order to have a new world with complete dharma, or dharma with four legs. That was the purpose. Now coming to the Alwars. Who are they? They are the very important Vaishnava saints. According to Sri Vaishnava tradition, there are 12 Alwar saints who propagated Vaishnavism through their divine singing. The term Alwar means one who divided deep into the divinity. Their 4,000 odd songs form the corpus called Dramana Vedam or Nalayira Divya Prabandham, compiled by Nathamuni. These Alvars belong to the different social strata, and among them in the list there is also a woman. She is popularly known as Andal. And these saints are supposed to have lived between 5th to 9th centuries AD. The most ancient of them are Poigai Alwar, Bhutat Alwar, Pei Alwar. It appears that they were contemporaries. The others are Tirumalasai Alwar, Nammalwar, Madhurakavi Alwar, Kulasekara Alwar, Piriya Alwar, Andal, Thandaradippodi Alwar, Tiruppan Alwar, Tirumangai Alwar. Some believe that Alwars of the divine incarnations of Lord Vishnu's weapons and ornaments and vehicles. Andal is considered to be an incarnation of Bhudevi, but it is also held that they are ordinary human beings who got under the control of divine grace. The message of Alwars is that there is a mystic union between human soul and the Lord of the world. Now coming to the liberation. Vaishnavism, like Visishtadvaita, puts forward a way to liberate individuals from bondage. Like any other Hindu religious sect, Vaishnavism too upholds the view that the ultimate goal or ideal of life of every worshipper is to attain liberation from rebirth. It is the Bhakti Marga which leads to liberation from bondage, and liberation is possible only after the falling of body. Such a view is technically known as Videha-mukti. Devotion bhakti combined with surrender prapatti is the sure way to liberation according to Vaishnavism. Now, it is only during the 13th century AD the schism in Vaishnavism surfaced in the form of sectarianism. For instance, today there exist two important sects within Vaishnavism which are popularly known as Vadagalai and Thangalai. Vedanta Desika and Pillai Lokacharya are supposed to be the popular proponents of these schools of thought respectively. The former school relies on Sanskrit literature and North Indian tradition, while the latter subscribes to Tamil scriptures and South Indian tradition. There is also a fundamental difference between these schools of thought, although they worship same Lord Vishnu. According to Vadagalai tradition, the worshipper must hold on to the Supreme just as a baby monkey to its mother in order to get the grace of the Supreme. This view is technically called Markata Kishora Nyaya. On the contrary, the Tangala tradition holds that the worshipper has to surrender himself to the Supreme, and the Supreme bestows his grace on the worshipper by taking care of the worshipper just as a cat takes care of its kittens. This view is called Marjala Kishora Nyaya. Now, friends, from this module, we have come to know the central doctrines of Vaishnavism, such as what is Vaishnavism. The Visishtadvaita tradition is also popularly known as Vaishnavism. Who is the Supreme God? The Saguna Brahman is none other than the Lord Vishnu. Therefore, Lord Vishnu is the Supreme God for Vaishnavists. What are his incarnations? There are as many as 10 incarnations listed by us, and each of these incarnations is with a specific purpose. Lord has taken up in order to destroy the evil of that time, in order to resurrect Dharma. How is liberation possible? Like in Visishtadvaita, the Vaishnavism also suggests it is only through bhakti and prapatti liberation is possible. Now, friends, for further information, go to the suggested readings and textual content. Thank you.